Today, I have an absolutely brilliant game for you guys by Larsen, and that's really all I'm going to say. Let's just get right into the video. So it starts with the G3, kind of a weird opening, but that was Larsen's style, to play very weird openings, or risky openings, just to surprise his opponents and get them out of theory. So, you get E5, Bishop G2, D5, just taking the center. This is kind of like the ready, but not exactly. We just get normal stuff, and one thing that you'll notice throughout the game is that Larsen didn't really care about playing the best move. There was once a quote by him. He said, "I often play a move I know how to refute." So he just really didn't care if his opponent could stop him, as long as he got a position that he liked. So his opponent here, Kolvig Bent, makes a mistake with Bishop G4, and this is a mistake because it allows White to play D4 and get a pawn in the center, which currently Black has 2, and White only has 1. Well, before this, White has 0. And if you try to push, knight e5 takes, and this is apparently really good for Black. Oh, because, yeah, this is very good for White, because White's just going to play C4. Actually, the top move of the engine is to play B5 just to stop it. So, yeah, it's a very interesting position. But Larsen didn't do that. He went for activity and C4. This is a typical move in this opening, like the Hungarian opening or whatever this is called. This is kind of like in English, just a little bit weirder. But taking is the best move, and now Larsen chose queen to a4, just attacking the pawn. He's pretty much just going to win it. There's not really much that White can do, so he just plays queen d7. Taking is an inaccuracy because it allows Black to long castle. He doesn't, though. He plays f6, just supporting the center, so that when he castles, I guess he was worried about I guess he was worried about some tactics like this. Just pretend the queen's not hanging, but some tactics like this. In this particular situation, queen e2 wins the piece. So, e2, queen e4 just wins the piece. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, queen e4 wins the piece. Yeah, I was right. But I guess he was worried about that. He doesn't really need to be, but okay, knight f6 protects it. Knight c3 just developing, and long castle, getting the king out of the center. So, Larsen plays d3, just trying to open up the bishop. I don't really need to go over this move that much. But now, Mr. Kolvig plays h5, looking for an attack. If we flip the board here, when you look at this, you're thinking, if you're playing Black here, that is the whole goal of why you castle queenside. You're gonna start attacking. But if we look at the amount of defenders Black has of the king, Black has on the king side, Black has 1, 2. Not really this, because this is only defending 1 thing, and 3 because this is defending 2 things. White has 3 defenders of the king. But White has 3 defenders of the king, but Black only has 1, 2 attackers, and this doesn't really count as attackers, so really only 1. So Black needs to start developing more pieces and start bringing them towards the king. And if you're wondering why I didn't count this queen, it's because this queen can really only get here, and it's not really attacking anything. So Black needs to start getting more attackers before it can do anything on the king side. So Larsen just develops, pointing his pieces at the queen side. Now, if we look at Larsen has, if we count this knight as an attacker, Larsen has 2 attackers and then 2 more attackers that can enter pretty quickly. So if there's anyone with an attack, it's White right now. And Black blunders with h4. Now, this is a blunder because it's just a free pawn. I'm not entirely sure what black's plan was. I think maybe he had calculated rook takes from right here, but once he got to this position, he realized it was bad. Wait, he just realized it was bad. There's not, like I just said, there's not enough firepower into the attack for black to do anything. So instead, he just develops by just realizing that he just gave up a pawn for absolutely no reason. In this position, white plays rook c1 because this is apparently an inaccuracy. Apparently, knight e4 was the best move, but like I said, Larsen didn't really care. Also, this just looks much better. It looks much better to just put a rook on the open file than to just give up a pawn for seemingly no reason. And then sack the rook. I mean, I guess you can do this, but why would you play this? This looks so much more natural. Whoops. This looks so much more natural, and that's what he liked. Bent Larsen just liked to play whatever he wanted and to surprise his opponents by not always playing the best move, like what you do, but they're just bad. So g5 is a blunder because it looks like it removes a defender by making it go back, and then now white has a lot more counterplay, but it's not because of this. If you play knight f3, then black kind of gets to prove his advantage by playing bishop h3, and you have to play bishop h1, and this is not looking... This is a little iffy. Black is starting to get an initiative, maybe with knight f5. Not right now, but eventually black will play knight f5. But that's not why. The move that Larsen plays here is knight to e4, sacrificing the knight. Because if you take, now white will take on f6 and queen d6, and now white just wins the piece back. This is just bad for black, because now black is just up 2 pawns, and that's just it. Black is just up 2 pawns. There's not really much to say about that position. Instead, black retreats and attacks the queen, and Larsen just moves it to safety with queen a4, knight d5, and black sacrifices the knight with knight takes f6 again. So he sacrificed this knight, and then he sacrificed this knight. So he's just leaving all his pieces to die. Because if we still look over here, black is distracting this knight away from the defense of this knight. So if you take, then black plays rook. White. I keep getting the colors mixed up. White plays bishop takes c6, and if you try to take now queen a6, this is just mate. Yeah, that's just mate. So you can't take. So instead, Mr. Kolvik plays queen f7. Apparently, sacrificing 2 knights wasn't enough, because he didn't want to get into a dumb YouTuber's video that only has 20 subscribers. He wanted to get into a Gotham chess video. So in this video, he sacrifices the rook. Rook takes c6. c6, yeah. I am out of it today. If you take back, you are still getting mated. So there's that. So you can't take back. And the best move, according to Stockfish, is to just take the knight. But if you do that, black would just sacrifice the rook, the same rook again. And then when you take, knight takes d5, and rook takes, bishop takes, and queen takes. Queen e8. This line is very forcing, but black is just up. Black is just up 2 pawns. And apparently, I get that like white's up 2 pawns, but for this position to be this losing and to be up 2 pawns is absolutely insane. I just gotta say. But black didn't do that because he didn't want to get double rook sacrificed. He just wanted to keep it at 1. So instead, he played knight takes e3. But Ben Larsen really wanted to not be in my video. He wanted to get into a Gotham chess video, so he sacrificed the rook again with rook a to c1. Now, if you're keeping track, that is 4 brilliant moves. And you might be thinking, there's no way this guy could possibly get any more. And you would be right, because in this position, Mr. Kolvig makes another mistake by taking the bishop, because queen takes a7 is just mate. There's nothing you can do. I don't know how this is not a brilliant, because that is just a free knight. If you take this is mate, I really wish the game review engine would have given this a brilliant, so I'm going to give this a brilliant. Hold on, there we go. Okay, there we go, that's a brilliant. We're going to give it a brilliant, and that is insane. You're sacrificing the rook and the knight, and technically this bishop, if you want to look at it that way. All of his pieces are hanging, and once again, if you still count that. His knight is hanging. That is just an insane move to find. And there really is just nothing you can do. Like, this is mate, and you can't stop it. And if you try to get rid of the knight, that's just mate. That's just fascinating. You guys know what else is amazing? We are so close to 30 subscribers. So if you want to say that you were here before 30 subscribers, make sure to absolutely annihilate that subscribe button. See you guys next time.